guys! So today we're going to be doing kind of like things we wish we knew before senior year and just kind of like college applications and stuff like that. It's not necessarily like school related, but most of it's school related, but some are just kind of like advice for like a social life, and I don't know. I'm gonna admit some of this stuff is advice I wish I took earlier on.
Because I'm not saying
do it. Yeah, I'm not saying I follow this stuff. This is things like I look back at. I'm like, I wish I did this, so I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, I don't know. Or a sophomore, a junior, even a freshman.
Even an 8th grader, honestly, just prepare.
Yeah. Like, it's better to think about things earlier on. So, let's just, like, I'll just get more specific. Let's just, like, get started with the actual things of advice. So, the first one I said is volunteer. And this kind of goes towards, like application season when you have to start putting in experience and that kind of stuff, or just like a lot of schools have a thing where there are kind of like honor things, or like
there are just like a couple people, like I noticed at the senior assembly we have one of those at our school where they just like get awards and they walk across the stage, get like their ropes or whatever. Like there will be those select people that have like 80 hours of community cords, whatever. There's like always those select few people that have like over 80 hours of community service.
Yeah, like at our school there's a certain award you can get for that. Kind of a thing a lot of high schools do, National Honor Society. I know it's like a well-known thing for colleges. So,
honestly, it's not hard to get into. You just need above a 3.5 GPA.
Which can be kind of hard, honestly, for some people. Like, not everyone's like a straight A.
That's like another thing. This is not just advice for seniors. This is just for anyone going into high school. Honestly, try in your classes.
Like, your GPA does matter.
I personally, sophomore year, kind of slacked off. I got like a 3.1 GPA and a 3.2 GPA, which is not very good in my opinion, for me personally. And that brought down my GPA a lot. So I really wish I didn't slack off that much, because now I don't have a 3.5 GPA just because of that. And I got like a 3.7 last year, but that still brought down my GPA a lot, like my grades sophomore year. So I just really would recommend actually trying all years, freshman year, sophomore year, junior year, like every year matters. Not one year matters more than the other. They all matter. Like, you need to try in all of them.
Because when you do send your transcripts to colleges, because they usually do ask for that kind of stuff, they are going to see your transcripts mostly for freshman, sophomore, and junior year. Sometimes colleges want you to send in your senior year report after it's over, like the first semester or whatever. But they're going to see all your grades. They're going to see if you got an F, if you got a C, a B, an A. Like, they're going to see all that stuff because it's all on your transcript. So if you're like, oh, it's just one D, like, you might want to think like, oh, that D could maybe hurt me depending on where you're going to college.
Yeah, like, personally, sophomore year we were required to take chemistry, and I did not do well in that class at all. I got a D. Except my teacher rounded it to a C, but like, so technically it's a C, but that still brought down my GPA a lot.
And also, you're not always going to have a teacher that's going to round up a D to a C.
I was just lucky
enough to do that. Yeah. But yeah, I feel like that kind of went off on a tangent. It started out with being the advice of volunteer, and then we got into that somehow. But like, back to where we were at first, if you're in high school, volunteering isn't going to hurt you. You're going to want to get a job eventually. Having that on your resume too can even help you.
Yeah. The next thing is to like involve yourself in things, like go to games, be a part of a club, like just make an effort to hang out with people. I'm just gonna say this right now, that can be very hard, especially for us, people like us. We have social anxiety. I don't know if you know that, but it makes it really hard for us to like put ourselves out there and like branch out.
I feel like it definitely would help if you involve yourself in social things.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you'll just have an easier time making friends, and I feel like it's definitely like a pattern for your friends to kind of decrease as you go through high school. Like, maybe freshman year you start with this big group of friends, but then senior year you probably have like a couple close friends who are like legit like close friends. But I mean, the more you start out with, maybe the more you'll end with. I don't know. It's just good to have people to surround yourself with, especially for your last year of high school, because
honestly,
I mean, you're going to want to have a good time, and having people around you that you like being around is going to help with that a lot. And the next one I said is just, like, nobody really cares that much. Like, I don't know, just kind of do you. Like, if you're gonna, like, dress a certain way, like,
yeah,
you might get judged, but, like, at the end of the day, you need to make yourself happy. Like, you are in high school, and there can be judgmental people.
yeah, and honestly, if there are judgmental people, that's just because they haven't matured yet. They're just, like, they have their own issues, and they haven't learned yet that taking it out on other people won't get them anywhere in life, so.
But at the end of the day, you're gonna find the people, like, if you are getting judged, you're gonna find those people that are close to you, that actually want to be around you. And I don't know, I just noticed, like, as high school goes on, people definitely mature more, and you do realize, like, who's actually there for you and who's, like, I don't know.
Yeah, people mature
really
so much.
cares?
Like, the amount of drama that just, like, happened freshman year compared to senior year is just so, like, drastic. Like,
Just try not to insert yourself in drama. Like, you don't need to be involved in, like, everyone's lives. I don't know.
focus on yourself and don't, like, get so obsessed over other people's issues, because then you'll just be annoying. The next thing is, if you don't do any, like, extracurriculars, like, if you aren't as involved, then, like, you should really set aside some time to, like, study and try hard, like, with your academic classes and stuff.
In a perfect world, you're gonna get, like, straight A's and do extracurriculars, but a lot of the time that can be hard.
Yeah, sometimes that just isn't very realistic. Some people can do it. I don't know how, honestly. That just sounds so hard to me, but
like, sports, like, I don't know. I just remember when I did cheer, I was always so stressed out.
I literally, like, cried every other day because I was just like, I don't have time.
Start thinking about college earlier than we did, and I feel like this video is more targeted towards people that are going to college. I know not everyone goes to college, that's common. Some people might go to community college too, but if you're, like, going for a college that could be a little competitive, look into it before then, just so you know you have everything it takes to get into that school.
Yeah.
We aren't necessarily going for schools that are super, like, competitive, just because, I don't know, like, school isn't, like, a huge priority. I mean, like, getting a degree to us is.
School is a priority. It's just not, like, one of those, like, there are people out there that are just, like, their whole life basically revolves around, like, school. They spend so much time, like, studying for the SAT and all of that just so they can get into, like, Harvard or something like that. Honestly, we aren't like that. We just go for, like, the easier schools to get into, I'd say, just because it isn't, like, we don't want to be in an environment that's super competitive.
Yeah, but I'm also just saying, like, we decided where we were going to apply to maybe in September.
Yeah.
This school year. And
honestly,
we're applying in, like, 2 to 3 weeks.
And there were, like, people our junior year, actually a lot of people junior year that were, like, going on college visits, and, like, we literally hadn't done that until, well, I mean, we went on one college visit, but that was just kind of, like, last minute, like, oh, let's go here, like, because it's, like, really close to where we live. But a lot of people would, like, go on trips across the country to look at colleges, and we were just like, I don't even want to think about college, like, I don't want to look at anything that's related to college. Like, I just can't do that.
Maybe figure out, like, a list of places you're interested in, or just figure out what majors or those kinds of things you're interested in, so you can, like, look up what schools might have your interest in it. Like, we're looking at liberal arts colleges, not necessarily, like, a science-y college, or, like, I don't know, not, like, Ivy League, you know, like, not that kind of stuff. We're just looking at things with, like, art kind of fields, I guess.
Yeah. Another important thing that I would start, like, looking out for before junior year and, like, sophomore, honestly before high school, is the SAT and ACT. Honestly, I hate those tests so much. Like, they're so unfair to me, but there's something that you have to do. There's something that colleges look at, and there's really nothing you can do about that. You really need to plan ahead if you want a good score on it. Like, that's honestly just the truth. But that's just something, like, I'd look out for and just keep in mind before those tests come around. Another thing on the SAT, don't feel bad if your, like, friend does way better than you, because there are always going to be people that are better than you. That's just how life works, but
Yeah, I feel like she went to a college visit. I was sick, so I didn't end up going. Or a college visit. She went to a college night thing at our school, and the person was saying, don't compare yourself to your friends in this process. Like,
Yeah.
if your friend is going to a certain school, don't just look into it because of them. Or if they have really good grades, like, don't be in a rut just because you aren't on their level, I guess.
Yeah. Honestly, comparing yourself to your friends just goes for everything, like, in high school.
Yeah.
Don't feel bad just because, like, one of your friends has a boyfriend and you don't. Don't feel bad because one of your friends has more friends than you do. Don't feel bad that they got, like, a better grade on a test than you. Like, just don't compare yourself to your friends or anyone for that matter.
Yeah.
That's just a really good tip for high school because everyone is so different.
I guess we're just gonna wrap it up now.
Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe and follow our social media, which is down below. Oh, and also, like, no one has been asking us questions on Tumblr for, like, 3 days now. I don't know what's up with that, so, like, ask us questions on Tumblr.
I'm like her.
Yeah.
I don't really go on Tumblr, honestly.
Yeah,
It's
I mostly
just
answer
Sarah.
them. But yeah, don't forget to subscribe, and yeah, bye!